Good day everybody and welcome to a very British day because it is Tuesday. A day in the UK where we chew. We don't, it's just called Tuesday, but we always say Tuesday, so it sounds like we're chewing. It's a thing. But this video isn't about how one pronounces things. This video is about classes. Classes and the volume of champions that are in Marvel Contest of Champions and whether or not we have a problem. And if we've got a problem, do you want to fight? Well, you can fight in Marvel Contest of Champions. There's even a fight button. In any case, moving on. All seriousness now, and the volume of champions we have for every different class. I normally use marvel-contestofchampions.fandom.com, so link is always in the description, when it comes to listing off the volume of champions, going back since 2014, coming up to the present day. There's going to be a big swing when it comes to champions and volumes that are in every different class, and at times, even with myself, I'm looking at the game going, why do we have so many of this class? And especially, God only knows what people were thinking about when they voted for Hercules. Yes, I understand people like Hercules, like the character, or like the idea of the character coming to the game, but it doesn't exactly help the problem that we've got. And the current problem is that we now have, including Hercules, 39 cosmic champions that are playable in Marvel Contest of Champions. This includes very obscure and there are ones that are very rare to get, and that is Thanos. So yes, there's a lot. Even more so if you consider that this year we have had, as of the 7th of July, 3 cosmic champions already put in game. That's Hercules, Super Skrull and Odin, which is currently through technicality on par with the Mystic class, which at the moment, if you count MCOC, Scarlet Witch, Sigil, although that's very debatable, Scarlet Witch Sigil, because technically that was something in for last December, but is being launched now, and America Chavez, which surprisingly is a Mystic champion, but there is a good reason behind it. I'm not saying that I'm going to show any kind of shade. There is a good reason behind it. It's just a little bit surprising that that's been the commitment there. But hey, 2 cosmic champions for the month of July, and I think making that 4 would probably be a bit ridiculous. So in some ways I am glad that it is definitely a Mystic. And especially because the character has teleportation, a few other kind of weird and quirky type abilities, it kind of makes sense. Kabam have done a bit better this year in any case by adding in class champions, except for Science. Science is now sitting on 1 champion with Mr. Negative on May 27th of 2021. With Shang-Chi and Jabari Panther propping up skill with 2 entries, which is again good. The tech class, as we know, is not filled with any great champions, but there are ones getting better, and yes, there are some being buffed. But Psycho Man and Silver Centurion were 2 good enough. I think more so with Silver Centurion than Psycho Man, but they were relatively good entries. And Jubilee and Strife prop up the mutant line. So Kabam are definitely filling out the quantity, it's just the question of quality that seems to be the biggest issue. But I think it's best to have a look at the final totals as it stands from 2014 to 2021. Where are we up to with the volume, the number, and all those kind of things? So we know we've got 39 cosmics, including Hercules. We've got 38 mutants, including some of the rarer champions like Wolverine Weapon X. We've got 32 of the Mystics, and that's America Chavez in there, as well as Immortal Iron Fist and whatever weird and kooky rare champion that's Mystic that I haven't mentioned. 31 Science champions are representing, 34 Skill champions, 31 Tech champions. This does include the likes of Classic Ultron. This means that we have got a total so far of 39 Cosmics, 38 Mutants, 31 Science champions, 32 Mystics, 34 Skill champions and 31 Tech champions. It's a very strange shift from some of the previous times that I've covered this, and definitely there looks to be like a less representation on Science and Tech, and a little bit with Mystic, but I think that Kabam seem to be topping them up, especially with the 3 that they've put on this year. Definitely takes them to a better, more solid total. But definitely if you look at the cosmic side of things, we are pushing a lot further towards that kind of narrative. I do think at times maybe there's this kind of shift of who gets covered, and not to say that movie implementation, because a lot of times when there's movie characters being released that maybe Kabam kind of covering the cosmics, but at times it does feel like a lot of those seem to be propped up on the Science and skill and mystic line of things, and to a degree with tech, with the likes of Iron Man, Infinity War, and another type of Iron Man type set. And most of the science is kind of like built up with Spider-Verse based champions. So I guess that's the thing, isn't it? Is Kabam looking into these various different types of champions from different types of and characters, and kind of going, okay, we can bring these into the game, and as well try to top up and prop up some of these other kind of weirdly padded classes. And again, as I said, why I kind of refer to it as weirdly, it's just like alternate versions of Iron Man suits, alternate versions of kind of Spider-Verse champions or Spider-Verse suits and Spider-Man suits, and kind of looking at it and going like, okay, well, can we change this out? And as well, like how strong the movie side of things and movie tie-ins. You know, we had Black Widow Deadly Origin being added in, Ronin, and yes, Ronin is kind of like a perfectly viable character, but I think because of Avengers Endgame it made sense to like add that in. And as well, Beardo with science, which is different to a degree because it's like it's a good enough usable character as opposed to some of the other ones we get put in and we're just like, oh, why did that get put in? This is where I've got to turn my attention to the amazing ranker list that's done by El Gabarino. So if you don't know the other MCC Gabe on Twitter, I'll put links to all the stuff in the description to check out. This is where the player base does the wish list, where you get to vote for the various different types of champions and characters you'd love to see in the game. And this is again kind of looking of topping up, with a lot of people going like, okay, cosmic wise, Beta Ray Bill. Imagine if that was on the champion vote. That would absolutely have flown it. And as well, you get a proper use of Stormbreaker rather than saying like, oh, we need Stormbreaker Thor. No, we don't. There's a long-winded conversation about that I will not go into. I've talked about it too many times. Baron Zemo, yeah, that would be an amazing skill character to have in. Adam Warlock, a Mystic, possibly, you know, Cosmic Mystic. I prefer Mystic, again, propping up the class. Mutant, yes, we've got too many stronger Mutant, but Sandman, Science Champion. Oh, that'd be perfect. Mutant there with Mystique. Lizard, another Science. You see, even though these are Spider-Verse, and even though I didn't say my point about Spider-Verse, I'm kind of more referring to the idea that we have too many Spider-Man replicants of suits. But again, Science. Like the community are doing God's work here when it comes to this, or the MCC God's work. Spider-Woman, yes, it's a Spider ult, but it's different. It's like it's not just Peter Parker in a different suit. It is a different type of person. Jessica Drew, of course. Black Knight, yes, absolutely. Mystic class, would love that. Black Cat, a skill character, yes, Spider-Verse, but again, different character, and again, skill or different one depending on stuff. Kraven the Hunter as a skill, excellent. Captain Britain, Mystic. You know, again, we're doing. The community have just done the work there. I don't need to go any further because, as I said, this is ranked. The wish list is done by the community. It's done by El Gabarino, so the other MCC Gabe, and as well gives you the idea of going like, look, this is a good solution to our current problem that we have right here, and as well allows the player base to get what they want over the space of the year, and that would be amazing. 24 amazing characters from this wish list could make all the difference to the community in a year. Just like a solid year of just solid characters being put in Marvel Contest of Champions. In any case, I digress. It was a lot of fun looking into the characters that have been put in, the volume that we've got. I think based on this calculation, there's 205 characters that are playable within Marvel Contest of Champions. I could be wrong. No, it's coming up as 205. So excellent. 205 live for the wrestling fans. Bit of a dead kind of program for wrestling. But it's still going, and that's all that counts with a limited roster of 4 people, or 2 people, something. And if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button, subscribe with post notifications on all that stuff, support. And later on today, there will be more info about the spotlights for the champions dropping. Also, some more info when it comes to the buffs. And then tomorrow, it's going to be a very spicy, very busy day. Lots of guides to be put out, lots of information. I'm planning some stuff now, so make sure to be locked to the channel tomorrow, especially when the update goes live or the new content goes live. Appreciate you. See you soon. Bye-bye.